Hello Taurus, how you doing? Welcome back to the Astroflower for your energy reading going from the 15th to the 21st of September. Messages from energy that came out this week was all about becoming not an interdimensional, but a multi-dimensional person. And it's a bit like sort of multitasking in a way. And also sort of, realizing that we can use our energy in a different way to feel the energy that in the room, as it were, feel the situation. And that was all about the throat chakra there. It seems to play beautifully for you this week here. We'll get the messages from energy, the chakra sequencing, and pull some cards at the end. The other thing that it was talking about was a combination of coming back to that earth and water scenario. And for you, that works really well within your Astroflower because your earth is mainly on your relationship side or your personal side of life, and your water, your emotions, are mainly on your sort of financial side. This is why you're really passionate about things within the in your financial world, getting things done, making sure that making the business work and so forth. It's really good. But it feels like with the energy this week here is there's almost as if like you're testing yourself. Like you're sending off the smoke signals and see what happens. And you're testing things out and being very intuitive on what is going on in the room at the moment. I think will come into play when you can understand how to use your throat chakra in a different way, and we use it for clairvoyancy and so forth. So I think it's going to be, or it can be, an incredibly good week for you this week. So yeah, let's just see what's going on for you. We're going to get some messages from energy and then move on to your chakra sequencing. Let's just find that 0 point energy. This is it. And we're using the throat chakra to open up a little bit more to get on the clairvoyancy side of things. It's like it's seeing things for what it really is. And this is both on the financial side as much as on your relationship side. It's like you're seeing behind the curtain of other people or situations. Whichever way it is, you seem to be able to, how someone says something and how they react says so much more than what they're actually physically saying, in a way, if you know what I mean. And you get this as well within the financial world, and it's making you slightly more astute that there's another way to, there's more than one way to peel a banana, as it were, as we all well know. So it's just a question: are you the person that breaks the top off, or do you split it from the base? How do you do it? It's trying out different things and seeing what works. Let's just see if we get an inner vision for the general energies there. I think this testing things out comes from a sensation of oppression, in a way, that life is not living up to what it said on the tin. Is a feeling I'm getting out of this. It's like sort of saying, it's like you can win, you can earn millions and millions, billions and billions of pounds, dollars, whatever it is, euros, or whatever you're earning, and you've made loads of money, and it still hasn't satisfied. And I think this is where this is what you're understanding here. It's this is what you're trying out here, and I think there's it comes from a place of kind of going, I'm not satisfied with the life I'm living, and I'm looking for something that can is a lot more rewarding, not necessarily financially, but also within relationship sides, within your personal side of life, or your spiritual side of life. And I think you're testing things out here. That's what I get out of it. It's like it comes from a sort of like, and it's like that the beauty of life is out there because you've seen it over the past few weeks, actually. And it's like this week here is maybe it's a bit of doubt sometimes that comes into play. And this is why I think you need to reassure yourself by trying things out and seeing what works for you in a way. So yeah, the general energy, that's where it's sort of coming from. Let's see what's going on the financial side. Let's see what's happening there. Okay, there seems to be like I think you're getting the rewards. I think you're getting you know you, it's not that you're not earning money, but it doesn't seem to be happening, or the career path doesn't seem to be um, necessarily not necessarily going in the direction that you thought it would go in, but it's this is that insatisfaction. That's what it is. You may be getting success, but there's more to it. What is there more to? It's building something. It's almost like a legacy as well, that you don't want to just be a success. You want to make a mark. You want to say, Taurus has been here, sort of scenario. That's what I'm getting out of this. That it's not just about finances and making money and stuff like that. It's also about being that contributor to the collective, or as much as the individual or the local town or whatever it is. I get this sort of like, you want more. And why not? I would. Don't settle for second best at all. And I think that is almost perpetual in life as well. We have moments where we get great success, and then from that great success leads to another opportunity to sort of see how far we can push this. And I think this is what you're testing out here. Certainly on the financial sort of side here, do we get some sort of why is it planes keep coming up at the moment? Um, it, Strangely enough, here it seems to be like a plane that's parked, so it's not actually flying. And I think you're realizing that you don't have to do all the traveling here. You could bring life to you. That's what I think was happening in the financial sort of side. I think you've got to bring it towards you. So rather than say like if you've got you're selling a product, let's say in a business, you've got a business that's selling a product or a service or something like that, and you're going out really looking for your clients and what have you. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to sort of like, set a situation up where you entice people in more than anything else. And I think that's what it's trying to sort of like instigate within you, trying to, encourage people to come into your life. So and then they come into your life, that's an increasing, it's going to increase your career path, it's going to increase your business or your project, whatever you're trying to achieve on the material side of life, because you do have big goals to fill. And this is just one of those. It's like when you build a house, just doing the foundations is not the house, just doing the walls is not the house. You got windows, you've got loads of things, and it's step by step, but there's a big ultimate goal and that's driving behind it. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side, on the personal sort of side of life. Like any good bull, Taurus is like this bull. It's The bull is only very happy when it's in a herd. So when it's got connections with other people. And it doesn't necessarily mean one to one here. I think there's a whole sort of soul tribe situation going on here for you. And as you're connecting with everyone around you, I think you're working out, it feels like you're working out that, I think you've actually got a lot of people around you at the moment, a lot of acquaintances. But within those acquaintances, it's like you're cultivating some really special connections with people, and it seems to be much more on the group front than rather than on an individual. Is there anything on sort of like personal relationship side here? I don't think you want to concentrate on it. What I get back is, if I'm honest with you, what I get back is more trouble than it's worth. A relationship, yeah, I love being with this person, but at the end of the day, there's also life to be lived. And I think once you do go ahead and connect with that greater group, as it were, I think it's also going to shine a light on your relationship in one form or another, whichever way it is. But it doesn't seem to be the driving force behind your personal sort of side. It's much more of a connection to the collective family group and that sort of thing. Okay. On your spiritual path, what's going on there? I get like an architect, not an architect, what the archaeologist. I almost get them like at the pyramids as well. It's like you're discovering a new language, and it may be a discovery of a new way in which you meditate, in which you gauge with energy. And this could all to do with the throat chakra as well. Maybe you're understanding your clairvoyancy side of life, and you're discovering to unmasking the hidden symbols of life on the spiritual sort of front, because it's going to feed into your financial side and on your relationship side. There's a real Indiana Jones feel to it, where you're discovering that maybe the myths about life are actually true, but you're discovering the secret language that goes behind the construction of manifesting, of clairvoyancy, of all of those sort of things that are all in the sort of sixth sense more than anything else. And I think it's very stimulating to you. I think it's also questioning, or it's forcing you to question a lot on your financial side, on your relationship side, or on your personal side of life. I think there's a lot of questioning going on because you're discovering this new language that's coming out. Okay, let's just see what's going on the chakra sequencing for you. This will show you how this is a sort of like a rhythm, as it were, in order to sort of see how it's best to confront things. So let's just reconnect to that energy there. There we go. We got the central point. We get the crown and the root that kicks in straight away. The root seems to be much more grounded than the crown chakra, but they're also both of them very light. As I said, I think you've got your success, or you've got the capacity of having success in your life, both personally and on your financial side. I don't think that is the issue here. So I think you're very comfortable with your pathway, with your raison d'être, as we say, for your karmic path. I think that's well defined at the moment for you. Let's just see where it's moving on to now. So it moves on to the solar plexus. That is where the insatisfaction comes in, and it feels like that. It feels a little bit of a knot in the stomach here. So this is where I do think you need to express things. This is where possibly where the other side of the throat chakra comes into play. Expressing your gut feeling about things. I think that's what the solar plexus is asking you to do. And that's the whole process of reading the room as well, scenario going on. But there's a real sort of punch to it within the solar plexus. Let's see where it moves on to now. So it does go into the third eye and the throat chakra. The heart definitely wants to play, but it knows it can't play until that insatisfaction has been clarified. And that's where the intuitive part of it of the third eye and of the throat chakra, of how to be and how to set yourself and how to engage in people, in finances, in all the world around you. This is where you're seeing the results of your speaking about what your gut feeling. And this is where you're paying attention to the returning information through very subtle things. And it seems very subtle things, but these subtle things speak volumes to you and help you to understand, do you know what? I put a thing out about possibly doing a business to someone, and I can see that it's creating a bit of a stir over there. Therefore, I'm onto something good here, and I should be just plowing on. And the same thing on the relationship side of pushing something out there, doing an activity and so forth, and recognizing that someone, say like if you're doing a particular type of sport and then one of your friends then buys the sports equipment to do that sport, to start that sport because you've been doing it. And it's maybe because they're just trying to get a little bit closer to you and so forth. And it's reading those subtle signs around you that it's going to really, it's going to help you recognize the people that are around you that are really close to you, the inner circle. I think that's what you're defining there at the moment with this third eye and the throat chakra. Where does it move on to now? It goes straight onto the sacrum. So it comes back to, how does this sit with me? How does it fundamentally satisfy my own desires as well? So this is where you're trying things out, you're getting the returns, and you're seeing how it fits for you, how it sits within your fundamental desires, the foundation of what you're trying to construct in regards to career path or personal path. Where does it go to now? It goes back to the crown and the root. A very good, precise chakra sequencing, which plays very similar into like your Astroflower as well, because you have water on one side and earth on the other, a very particular way. So it's like there's these two worlds, and this is where you may be getting multi-dimensional, So yeah, let's put a few cards on that. Thanking you very much for subscribing, liking, and sharing, and all of that malarkey. Don't forget, if you've got a question that you want channeled, do put it in the comments section, and we'll be channeling it next week. Got the live coming out this weekend, and don't forget about the messages from energy as well. So let's put a card on your financial side, then we'll do your personal side, then we'll do the general energy. On your financial side, you get the 9 of Wands. Healthy boundaries. I think you're probably creating that. I think what you're creating as well is, as I say, I think if you're following your gut feeling here, I think you're realizing where your direction is in life. That's where the healthy boundaries help you to stop deviating from the pathway that you should be going on. And also at the same time, she's backed by the 8 of Wands as well. And the 8 of Wands gives you this sort of sensation of, gives you a focal point of where you're going. Okay. But she's taken that one there and she's really going off for it and really going for it. So I think those healthy boundaries are helping you to go in the direction that you so wish to be going on. I seem to have an alarm going off. I do apologize. Chiming for you, Taurus, chiming for you. Let's see what's going on in your personal side. Look at that. You get the Page of Wands. Very similar to your financial side as well. Here in the Page of Wands here is learning about your passions, learning about how you engage in life, learning about the things that sort of like childlike energies that make you feel good, and that where the connections you have with other people on a very group sort of thing. And then look at that. You get the 8 of Wands. Now that is the 8 of Wands that's running through you. You are the driving factor behind your advancement. This is where I think you're trying things out. And this is all about a speedy communication. And that's the speedy communication comes out through you talking about your gut, your gut feelings, your gut sensation, helps you to really sort of like take a direction that's good for you. but you seem to be a driving force behind all the changes within you this week here. So there you go, Taurus. Thanking you very much for being here, all the support you give through subscribing, liking and sharing. I will see you soon, chimes or not, either on the live at the weekend or on the Messages from Energy. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.